भवन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखः भवेत् ओम।
I welcome you to join in that our endeavor to preserve, promote our culture. Know the faith. Thank you.
That Islam is a religion that propagates or that gives a difference. We say, in my speech, I said,
हाय एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। तो दोस्तों, आज मेरा डिपार्टमेंट में यह एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक के ऊपर प्रोग्राम है, सिंपोजियम प्रोग्राम है। तो उसका सिंपोजियम का टाइटल है अंडरस्टैंडिंग सेकुलरिज्म। सेकुलरिज्म के ऊपर होगा। तो टॉपिक वो है कि इस सेकुलरिज्म गारंटी और एन ऑब्स्टेकल फॉर नेशन बिल्डिंग, उसका ऊपर होगा। तो हम सबको भी सुनने मिलेगा इसका ऊपर, अपना अपना पर्सपेक्टिव में क्या क्या होता है उन लोग का, क्रिश्चियनिटी का और हिंदू और मुस्लिम और बुद्धिस्ट और हमारा इंडिजिनस कैसे सेकुलर को डिफाइन करता है, उस वो सब हम लोग को जानने मिलेगा आज। तो हम भी अभी जा रहे हैं वहाँ पे। तो ये वीडियो मेरा बनाने का मकसद वो है कि किसी रिलीजन का ऊपर किसी और को हार्म करने के लिए नहीं, जस्ट ये एक वीडियो जो एक हमारा नॉलेज पर्पस के लिए है, हम इसलिए हम वीडियो बना रहे हैं। तो सब स्पीकर का बात को ही हम फैसला करेगा, वीडियो लेगा, दूसरा ऐसे प्रोग्राम को नहीं लेगा। जैसे हम उन लोग का स्पीकर लोग का सब रिलीजन से अलग अलग स्पीकर आएगा, तो उन लोग का बात को ही हम लेगा और थोड़ा से क्वेश्चनिंग राउंड को फैसला करेगा, वीडियो लेगा। तो उसी का ही ऊपर होगा। तो वीडियो थोड़ा लंबा होगा, 1 घंटा ज़्यादा होगा वीडियो। तो आप लोग अगर नॉलेज पर्पस के लिए आप लोग को चाहिए तो आप लोग देख सकता है वीडियो। और वीडियो देखने के बाद आप लोग कमेंट कर सकता है, लेकिन पॉजिटिव कमेंट कर दीजिए सब। तो ये प्रोग्राम होगा हमारा ये आरजू मिनी ऑडिटोरियम में। तो सीधा अब लोग को हम प्रोग्राम देखेगा और कुछ दूसरा चीज़ नहीं देखेगा।
I bow down to you all. My pranam to the land of rising sun, to the land of Doimukh. I stand here representing the oldest living civilization, that is Hindu. Our Vedas that founded our national culture says, Epam sat vipra bauddha vadanti. Truth is one, the wise calls it by different names. We recognize multiple ways to God. Sarva pantha samabhava, that is intrinsic to our value system. Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, in whatever way living beings approach me, thus do I receive them. All paths, Arjuna, lead to me. Lord Krishna Father says, Yo mang pasyati sarvatrang sarvang sapmayi pasyati. I am everywhere and everything is in me. It is this belief which says, सर्वे सुखिनः भवन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखः भवेत् ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति। When you speak, when you offer our prayer, we say sarve sukhina bhavantu means not just my fellow human beings, but beings in nature should also remain happy. I represent that or inclusivity, we call it Hinduism. How in reality, in practice, we see manifestation of this belief system. When Jews were persecuted, they got protection here in Bharata or India. They lived peacefully here for 2000 years. The Parsis were persecuted in Iran. We all know the story. They got protection here. We all know Ratan Tata and many others who not only lived a dignified life here, but they also got ample space to flourish, to develop. We believe your paths to the Almighty may be different, but all paths lead to the Almighty. I represent here that Advaita or non-dual philosophy of Hinduism that tells the Brahma or the higher self which is in you, that same higher self which resides in Mr. Khanji or in Mr. Changji. Our paths may be different, but same Brahma or the divine spark or the higher self resides in all of us, that is one. It is this message which was delivered by Swami Vivekananda when he said, address the Christian audience in the United States of America as sisters and brothers of America. It does not prevent me to offer namaskar, to offer my humble prayer to all other paths, all other gods. I represent that belief here. And I believe in today's world, where we have seen rise of terrorism and its different manifestations, intolerance, I believe the moment we see all beings, be it nature's beings or human beings, all beings are manifestations of God. And in this philosophy, we are taught Nara se Narottam, Narottam se Narayan. Nara means human being. From human being to the realization of Narayan, God, that is the path. At present, here that tells us Uyomang Pashyati Sarvatram Sarvam Sarvai Pashyati. A civilization that civilizational values that tell us Podhe mein bhi Paramatma hoti hai. That tells us Ano Bhadrah Pitavo Yantu Vishwatam, that noble thoughts come from all sides. That tells us Hokolo Pranike Dekibe Atmohama Upai Modha Ito Mukkhatama. This means see all beings as your own. And from here emanates the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. While in the Western civilization, present civilization, we see go deeper into that foundational value of that civilization, we find the foundational value is based on the concept of binary opposition. Male is defined as opposite to female. Day is defined as opposite to night. White is defined as opposite to black. In that civilizational fault, I would say, what happened as Jacques Derrida, if you study, you will find he shows that in this binary construction, one is always privileged against the other, and one is subjugated. And we have seen that black people, they were sold in the market like cats and dogs. We have seen women subjugated, rights of women equality denied. We have seen the system of slavery. Contrary to that, Western sell, Eastern other. That's why Eastern countries were colonized, exploited. Africa was colonized, exploited. And this great land of Arunachal Pradesh, where I am right now, the brave sons of this soil resisted the colonial force. If we all study history, we know what happened in history. And contrary to that Western concept of binary, where one is subjugated, we have a philosophy of non-dualism, where we see the presence of the divine in all, regardless caste, creed, religion. That's why when we imagine Lord Shiva, Shiva Shakti, Ardhanarishwar, that is our imagination. Apparent reality. Differences are only apparent reality. Your language may be different, your food habits may be different, your dress code may be different, but essentially we are not two, essentially we are one. And that's why our Guru Mahapurush Srimanta Shankardeva also, he proclaimed that Hokolo Pranike Dekhibe Atmohama. Hobako Maniba tumi Vishnu Buddhi Kori. That means there is Vishnu in all beings, not just in your fellow human beings, but in nature as well. And nature, that's why we worship nature also, because God is green for us. That's why we worship God's sun and moon, because they are cosmic elements. The Pancha Bhuta Tattva, Vayu, Prithvi, Agni, our saints have been worshipping these throughout the ages. And today's world, the Western philosophers, they are looking to India for eco-philosophy that will sustain life. That's why Walt Whitman, when he wrote in Passage to India, he said, Passage to India, low soul, passage to India, seest thou not God's way from the first? He bowed down to India. Any person said, after going through all these philosophies, any person declared, without Hinduism, India has no future. I represent that philosophy. And I believe in today's world, we need a philosophy of ahimsa. We need an eco-philosophy, ecocentric philosophy, where nature is also preserved. Where Indians, which are the civilizational foundation. Without our indigenous faith, you cannot imagine the civilization. Let me tell one example. While Western civilization, if you go through Francis Bacon's The Advancement of Learning during the Renaissance period, in Advancement of Learning, Francis Bacon he justified nature's exploitation. Lawrence Boyle Jr. said that in our text, actually this binary, man-nature binary is there, where man has been made the master of nature. So nature was subjugated. But here we have a philosophy where nature is a site where enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment can be achieved. Lord Rama went to the jungle, forest. Pansa Pandav went to the forest. Ma Kunti went to the forest. And for ultimate enlightenment, our Rishi Munis, the scientists of that time, Rishi Munis, they were doing meditation in the forest and they attained moksha or enlightened ideas.
Dr. Brahman, can you conclude?
Yes. So I believe in today's world, as human beings, to live a dignified life, we need a philosophy, regardless caste, creed, panth. We respect humanity, and that philosophy that says Sarve Sukhina Bhavantu, Sarve Santu Niramaya. I believe that philosophy is the path of salvation for humanity. And in a world which is torn of intolerance, terrorism, I think this philosophy of non-dualism, where we find God in the presence of everything, everywhere, that philosophy can be a ray of hope for humanity. Thank you. Bharat Mata Ki Jai.
Good afternoon to all. Most respected symposium. Today I would not be speaking what Christianity is all about, what secularism is all about. But I would like to express what we understand, what we practice, what secularism is all about. I'm not going to tell what is the gospel, what is the good news, what is the secularism in India, how it came into being, how it amended, how it was enacted. We are not going to deal with it. But the topic that is given to us is understanding the secularism. Is secularism a guarantee or an obstacle for national building? This is the question today is put before us to debate, discuss, and express. So, what we as a Christian may not be feeling of the Christian in other world, but Christians in Arunachal, this is our understanding. The secularism in Christian understanding, in Arunachal particularly, is a tolerance amongst the religion. Let me repeat, tolerance amongst the religion. And the neutrality of the state towards all religion. This is understanding of Christian community in Arunachal Pradesh. Secondly, Christian learns the secularism from the Jesus who was an incarnated God working among Jews and Gentiles in their hostile environment. Jesus extended equal love and compassion to us, both Jews and Gentiles, in his area of work. And he also advises neutral justice to both the Jews and Gentiles. Jews and Gentiles that practice different set of practices, different set of beliefs, different set of cultures, claiming one is better than other. And there was chaos among them. Jesus was born. At that time, in that area, he was not taken any part, either to Jews or to the Gentiles. So he maintains the neutrality and he showed the goodness, love and compassion to all those tribes, all those people, irrespective of their practice and faith. That's why we Christians learn the neutrality and so to define the secularism in our practice. I know many of the even Christians, they criticize with one another matter relating to religious practices. But it is not biblical. In every religion there is a lower order of spiritual understanding. That is not the principle of the Christianity. That we disown. Thirdly, Christians believe that secularism is a framework for every Indian to profess practice and propagate their own religion by maintaining public order and morality, and without curtailing other fundamental rights. This is what secularism we understand. We regard the secularism to be a framework under which all of us will work. The guiding principle to living. That is our understanding. Even without curtailing others' fundamental rights to practice whatever they do, whatever they want to say or do. That's our understanding. Fourthly, the Christian wish to live harmoniously in a beautiful nation that builds with the ingredients of religious diversity. We want to live in a country where there is discrimination, without discrimination of each other in relation to religion. We want peace with everyone. Fifthly, Christians do expect state to maintain neutrality towards all religion, without patronizing or prioritizing anyone or any set of religion. We Christian, we never interferes functioning and affairs of states. But we expect states should not prioritize or patronize even to Christian community. We expect state administration, maybe legislature, maybe executive, maybe judiciary, and the neutrality towards everyone in relation to religion. Christian believes that the spirit of secularism provided in Article 25 of Constitution of India is sufficient to check the conversion activity of the religion without making any amendment in the preamble of the Constitution or enacting any other anti-conversion law like Arunachal Pradesh Freedom of Religion Act, where some religions are protected and other religions are not protected from forceful conversion. We never expect that law should promote somebody, and law is required to frame whether it is secularism is inserted in the preamble or not. The Article 25 is ample clear. Anti-conversion activity can be stopped with the implementation of Article 25. I think it is enough. No need of state or other additional legislature to control conversion activities. Forceful conversion is always condemnable. It's always bad for all of us. Biblically, Christianity is not a religion. Christianity is not a religion. The religion of Christianity is good work. Doing good work is the religion of Christianity. We are not promoting any religion. We as a Christian, we never call Christianity a religion, but religion of the Christianity is doing good work for all. Christians in secular world never convert anyone forcefully, but propagate the beauty and goodness of Lord Jesus. And people accepted the goodness of Lord Jesus and follow his preaching. While doing the ministerial or mission activity, Christian never convert anybody by force or allurement or whatever matter. But we present the goodness of Christ Jesus, gospel of truth, peace and joy in a beautiful form. Anyone who could see and who could identify the gospel, the life of the Christianity, life of the Jesus Christ is loving one. They accept. They become Christian. So we never convert anybody. Finally, therefore, secularism is definitely not an obstacle for nation building, but secularism is definitely a granted ingredient of beautiful nation building with religious diversity. This is what we believe. When nation is built, we need to be decorated with lot of ingredients. So we believe the nation should be built not just to make a home, not just to make a nation, but we must be made a beautiful nation with diversity of religion. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Respected Dr. Doimukh, who is chairing this technical session. The topic assigned to me is Islam and secularism. So whatever I speak out, that is about the topic. What Islam really is and what Islam at times is misinterpreted and misconceived. So let's start with Islam. What is Islam? Islam is a way of life. Islam is a controlling and influencing force through which intrinsic virtues are strengthened and advocated. Unfortunately, we fail to see the beauty of Islam, its peaceful way of life, its complete submission to God, and its commitment to the commandments of God, Lord, the Creator, that has created this beautiful world, and to all of us. And the followers of Islam, often called Muslims, Mohammedans, or Musliman, on this planet, the believers of Islam has majority population in more than 57 countries of the world, and their population is just next to Christians at 1.9 billion. We have to analyze it. Islam nowhere preaches or teaches violence in any form. And Islam is not what a few Muslims do, or what a few terrorists do, what a few radicals or extremists do. Fundamentalism can be in any group, in any clan, in any ethnic group. Radicalism has no boundary, no frontiers. But my question is that 1.9 billion believers of Islam, are they all terrorists? Are they all extremists? Not even 1%, because if we make it 1%, it will be 1,90,00,000, 1% of total population of believers of Islam. For a few, maybe 0.5% and 3%, we should not misconstrue that Islam is a religion that propagates or that gives rise to terrorism, extremism, or violence. That is utterly misinterpretation. So what a scripture says, what Holy Quran says, what Prophet Muhammad preached, that's the teaching of Islam. And Holy Quran clearly says that killing of one person is right like killing of entire humanity. This is such a sin. And similarly, with power of positivity, Quran further adds that saving life of one human being, one person, is like saving whole of humanity. This is what Islam says. This is what Quran says. I again reiterate that Islam is not what a few extremist groups or terrorist groups do. Islam is what our scripture, Holy Quran says. There may be difference, vast gap. If we put the number of all extremists and terrorists, it won't exceed even 5 lakh or 7 lakh. But the population is 1.9 billion. So it's not even 0.2%, 0.3%. So we have the majority countries in the world out of 57, and again let me also share with the August gathering here that there are 22 countries with majority of Muslim populations, and they don't advocate for Islamic states. They don't. Even Quran has nowhere mentioned that there should be Islamic state. Prophet nowhere said that there should be Islamic state. Prophet rather guided and advised that whenever you need to take some decision, you take it collectively in the true spirit of democracy. Be democratic. Consult the all stakeholders in taking any decision. Jihad. There is never and there won't be that situation like jihad. But some people, radicalists, extremists, and their number is quite negligible. Quite negligible compared with the vast population of 1.9 billion. And they have their own vested interest, or they may be misguided, or they may be misinterpreting the scripture. Nowhere in the scripture it is written that you hurt anyone, or you kill anyone, or you harm anyone. There is a sense of humanism in the very words that I shared with you, that killing one human being is like killing whole of humanity. Saving one person is like saving whole of humanity. Quran further says that you have to respect all other faiths. Monotheistic belief, and then you don't impose yourself on others, respect others' viewpoints, accommodate others' opinion. So we should read Quran to know Islam. We should see the life of Prophet to know true Islam. Let me cite one example about tolerance of our Prophet Muhammad. He used to cross one street to go for his prayers, and one lady, always out of sense of hatred, every day threw garbage, trash on his head, on his body. One day, it so happened that Prophet was crossing, and the lady could not throw the garbage on his body. Then the Prophet inquires about it. What happened today? That lady has not thrown the garbage or the trash on my body. Then the neighbor of that lady said, today she is unwell. She is sick. The Prophet goes to her house and asks her well-being. And then he, in her presence, prays to Lord, prays to God, prays to Creator for her healing. That, oh God, forgive her and let her be blessed with sound health. Let her recover. Please bless her. This is the tolerance of Prophet Muhammad. If a few or some hundreds or thousands or even a few lakhs
Dr. Khan,
believers don't, yeah.
please continue.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you so much. So, secularism and Islam, on this, just 1 minute, I'll take because I'm taking much time. So, this is the example of tolerance that I cited, the brief history. In Islam, there has been different sects like Shia, Sunnis. Then again, within Sunnis, we have Deobandi, Barelvis. Even they among themselves have different opinions, different forces. The radical Islam that is hardly believed by a few lakhs out of 1.9 billion, or the extremists or terrorists with a few groups, the members, they should not be misconstrued as the real Islam. The real Islam is one that teaches the lesson of peace, harmony, sohar. So let us read and understand Islam as a religion, as way of life for spreading the fragrance of peace, harmony and happiness. Thank you so much.
And today I am going to talk about secularism and Buddhism. So, with regard to the central subject, understanding secularism and if secularism is guaranteed for the nation building or is obstacle for the nation building, it is a big question. With regard to the subject, scientific, theological and debate has been going on for a long time. Different concepts has been providing different possible ideas, opinion and dogma. However, it seems impossible to find out universal understanding which could be accepted by all. Actually, secularism is Western concept and it is not the Indian concept. So the very big debate is, we are talking about India as a secular state, and there is a constant challenge to existence of India as a secular state. And there is a belief that secularism is on decline. Till 2024, what was the fashion? If you are a secular, then it was a fashion. But now, if you are nationalist, then it is a fashion. Now the contour of debate has been changed. Earlier debate was between communalism and secularism, but now the debate is between secularism and nationalism. The issues and debate will be remain as long as the word secular is our constitution. So first and foremost, it is very important to differentiate Western model of secularism and Indian model of secularism. Western model of secularism talk about separation of religion and state. Where state will not intervene in the affairs of religion, and at the same manner, religion will not interfere in the affairs of state. Each has a separate sphere of its own independent jurisdiction. Whereas Indian model of secularism, sometimes it is said that Indian secularism is an imitation of Western secularism. What careful reading of our constitution shows that this is not the case. Indian secularism is fundamentally different from Western secularism. The Indian Constitution embodies the positive concept of secularism. All religion in our country, irrespective of state, we have established and support from the state. Modern India has a secular constitution and proud itself to being a secular state. It implies a profound respect for and tolerance towards all religion. It also implies an inclusive and impartial attitude which includes non-believer also. Indian secularism focuses on idea of interreligious equality is the crucial to the central conception. There was already culture of interreligious tolerance in India, Sarva Dharma Sambhav, which is this is a concept coined by Mahatma Gandhi. Its meaning is the equality of destination of people followed by all religions. This concept is one of the key drivers of Indian secularism. Indian secularism equally overs the oppressions of Dalits and women within Hinduism and discrimination against women within Indian Islam and Christianity. Indian secularism deals not only with religious freedom of individuals but also with religious freedom of minority communities. Since the secular state must be concerned with equally with the interreligious domination, Indian secularism has made room for and is compatible with the idea of state-supported religious reform. Thus, Indian Constitution bans untouchability. The state must act as a facilitator of sovereignty, liberal and democratic voice within the every religion. So now I am going to talk about the Buddhism and its principal relevance to our day-to-day life. Actually, Buddhism is not a religion. Buddhism is also a science, philosophy and psychology also. According to Buddhism, the very purpose of life is to get freedom from suffering and have maximum happiness. But due to our mental development, as long as we are in this world, always we face suffering and obstacles. But Buddha also teaches about the four noble truths, which tells about the way to end the suffering. The modern democracy is based on the principle that human beings are essentially equal, that each of us has an equal right of life, liberty and happiness. Buddhism too recognizes that human beings are entitled to dignity, that all members of the human family have the equal and absolute right of liberty, not just in terms of political freedom, but also at the fundamental level of freedom from fear and want. Irrespective of whether we are rich and poor, educated and uneducated, belong to one nation and another, to one religion and another, follow one ideology, and that each of has a right to acknowledge his happiness. Buddhism is essentially a practical doctrine. Another fundamental of Buddhism is talked about interdependence. Due to globalization, our world becomes interdependent, landmass to landmass and country to country. Interdependency is of course the fundamental law of nature, not only higher form of life, but also many smallest insects who, without any religion, law, education and service mutual cooperation based on tolerance in India. All phenomena from the planet we inhabit to the oceans, clouds and forests, flowers surround us, around and independence of a subtle pattern of energy without their proper integration, dissolve and decay. It is because of our own existence, so it is independent on the help of others. Therefore, we need a genuine sense of responsibility and sincere concept of welfare of others. Buddha once said, monks and scholars, just as you test the gold by burning, cutting and polishing, likewise examine teaching thoroughly. Do not accept merely the respect. So the Buddha never said Buddhism is the best and whatever I said is the ultimate truth. Buddha said whenever you engage with the Buddhist teaching and Buddhist philosophy, first you have to study and investigate, inquiry. Only then you accept. If there is some relevant and some modern things, then you accept. Otherwise, don't accept blindly. So this is Buddhism is very relevant to our day-to-day life, and it also talks about interdependence, how our life is dependent upon each other. We all are dependent upon each other. So lastly, I would like to talk about relevance of religion in modern times and establishing harmonious society within religion diversity. So among religions, having fed with philosophy, there are many different traditions. All of them have two aspects, philosophy and concept, and also practice. There is a big difference in terms of philosophy and concept, but the practice is the same. love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, and restraint. Different philosophy and concepts are simply methods to bring people to wish and convention to practice love, compassion, and forgiveness, and tolerance, and so on. As long as we are in this world, we are bound to encounter problems, and at such times we lose hope and become discouraged. Especially we face difficult situations, religion over hope. There are two categories of pain and pleasure we experience. One is linked with the physical sensory experience, and one is with the mental level. Physical level is related to physical facility, food, clothes, etc. Some people are very wealthy. They have health, education, and respect, and so on. But still, as a person, they are very unhappy. This is because material facility fail to bring mental satisfaction and comfort. Therefore, there is a limitation to physical and mental welfare. Therefore, we need a mechanism to bring peace of mind. Generally, religion is an instrument to bring mental peace and satisfaction, mental comfort with a certain fact. All the different religion and culture in this world offers help to humanity. We can learn something from each other. That way, we can develop mutual understanding and respect. Therefore, I think that development of mutual harmony among different religions is very important. So, in conclusion, it is no longer enough to think only my religion, my people, us and them. We must each learn to work for the benefit of all sentient beings. We are social elements born with the sense of belonging to communities. Our future is driven on them. Here's one. Our world is deeply interdependent, not only in the term of economics, but also in facing the challenges of climate change, war, and community. So we need to develop a sense of universal responsibility as a central motivation and appreciate oneness of community through we can establish our society. Thank you very much.
I have been given indigenous value system and secularism in context of Arunachal Pradesh. So, indigenous is concerned and its value system. Here, the value system means the indigenous faith, because the foundation of every value system is the faith, belief, and religion. And I have taken the Nisi indigenous value system as a sample study for this presentation. Let's know about what is the meaning of indigenous. Indigenous is a word derived from Latin, indigena. Native, means native or original inhabitant. And I will not go others' definition of indigenous, but I am impressed with the United Nations, Department of Economic and Social Affairs, and the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues definition about the indigenous. You may not define indigenous as an indigenous people, as an inheritors and practitioner of unique cultures, inheritors of faith, inheritors of indigenous culture, inheritors of the tradition, and inheritors of culture as the way of life. Hence, indigenous means the practice and profession of anything aspect originated from its native place and since necessary period. That's the indigenous defined by the UN. So in Arunachal Pradesh, there are 26 indigenous tribes, indigenous people. Let's talk about secularism. Secularism, I impressed academically John Locke's definition about the state of nature, which he favored. Man is a rational being, and it's has enough capacity to take care of its own interest, and it's already live in a peace. So no need of state interference about the religion. So he defined the secularism based on liberty, freedom. State interference is not necessary. That's the secularism. But Hobbes criticized, Hobbes objected. Hobbes said, man is not rational. Man is irrational, innocent. So state controlling, state interference is necessary. But Gandhi adopted the Lockean theory of secularism based on peace. After independence, after post-independence, Indian scholars, Indian intellectuals was confused about the secularism. That's why it could not able to insert the word secularism in the beginning of the Constitution of India. But later on, after 42nd Amendment only, the secularism word has been inserted in the Constitution of India. So it is a debatable. Article 15, not to discriminate on religion line. Article 25, freedom to choice and protest on religion. Article 28, not to religious worship in state-run education institutions. Article 30 and 31 and clause 1 and clause 2 provided right established to education institution by the religious organization. Let's come to the Arunachal Pradesh. I will not dwell other aspect of the Arunachal Pradesh. Yes, it is quite clear by everybody knows about the Arunachal context. But I would like to cite the religious percentage of Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal, being a tribal state, it has a foundation of liberalism, the most liberal society. So 30% is comprised of Christianity, 29% Hindu, and others. In 2000, others is 30%. In 2001 census, it was clubbed the indigenous religion with the Hinduism. But the indigenous organization protested and requested government of Arunachal Pradesh to correct the census. So this is the exact census as per the 2011 census. So in others comes under the indigenous religion. It is a 30%. It has to, still it is debatable, it needs to correct. Because when we talk about the indigenous religion, indigenous faith, indigenous culture, indigenous people, we have to differentiate. The foundation of this indigenous faith based on politism. The tribal way of life, tribal faith itself is based on politism. It's not monotheism. Like example, as per the indigenous value system, every object or element is composition of physical form and spirit form or soul form, which regulate the universe, including the cosmopolitan world. Say for example, Anedoni means mother sun. Mother sun have both physical form and the spiritual form. The physical form which earth is revolved around the sun is a physical form or replica of the spiritual form of Azemner. Spiritual form it is known as Azemner, and physical form is known as Doni or sun. So this is the belief system, this is the foundation. And every aspect, including us, whosoever sitting over here, we have both physical form and soul form. Our spiritual or soul form is invisible form. But whatever we are seeing is physical form. So like mountains, rivers, everything, it has a physical form as well as a spirit form. So the human being has also two forms. That's why it is we consider or spirit or soul as a nature. It's a related to nature, which is known as Yarnago. In this nature is called as a Yarnago because everything started from Yarling, Yarnam, Yarko, Yarko. It's an evolution, how universe is created. It has pro Yarnam. The Nisi, the indigenous peoples draw their faith value system from the shamans or priests. Shaman chanting, shaman is a source of knowledge, custodian of rituals, the source of culture, source of tradition. As per shaman narration, Ejeng Aling Manam, whenever the shaman used to chant, whether it is Nyokum or any kind of rituals, it started from the Ejeng Aling Manam. Ejeng Aling Manam, Ejeng means the spiritual or soul form of sun or Anedon. Ejeng Aling is the first step. After getting permission from the Ejeng, then it starts moving their chanting. Then Langkulanta from them, narration of spiritual gift from the highest deity. This is the narration about how human being, the spiritual power, the place, how it has started. That is a non-natural Kulanta. Then logging Ginna, means Tandegina. This is the migration or genealogy or trade race of plants, how it has migrated. That's the third part. Then Fourth is Namchen Nolo means claiming ownership of land and forest during migration. The EU Marung Onam is searching for forest illness in the invisible world. That's the fourth part, fifth part. And the sixth is the Kabulapam. This is the offering or exchange. Offering is every day. Offering is in every religion. The forms of offering may vary. The Yaji of offering means the bringing of soul from the invisible world to the present world. So, tribal people pray Anironi or Mother Sun after systematized based on traditional based information. As per the semen of based information, sun comes first, then the earth. So, the indigenous tribal, especially the Tanitu, they pray Anironi as a supreme goddess. This is a ritual practice, a way of appeasing Mother Nature. This is the process, how indigenous values are being practiced through shamanism chanting by erecting an altar. Altar is the place where the gift or blessing are being exchanged. The evidences of devaluing indigenous faith. Here I am eligible to cite an example because based on evidence, how the secularism is being narrated, how by using the secularism, it is devaluing the indigenous faith. On 24 February 2024, through Arunachal news like digital news portal, one gentleman, I know if chairman permit, I can cite his name. He narrated, he said, Yulo means devils. Yulo is Satan. While trying to highlight about the mythology of Nyokum celebration. Whereas Nyokum is derived from two words, Nyok and Kum. The Kum means dwelling place or landmass, and Kum means prayer or ritual or gathering. Here the gathering has been defined, but the Kum, the ritual part has been not narrated, it has to be re-narrated. So the Nyokum is the comprise of two words, prayer of landmass through rituals activities. Whereas the word Yulon is derived from two words again, use or use. Yu means spirit or deities, and Long means highest order, that is, like example, Malong. In this Malong is high order, Nubu Pulo, highest order of priest, Hilo means, Hono means big heart. That's why Yulo is the highest order of spirits, highest order of deities. It is not Satan. So it has to be recorrected, and I request Ajay Tatistara sir, being General Secretary of Arunachal Christian, for this re-discuss over it, and this is my submission. So originally Nyokum is a common ritual for inter-villager in rural areas to appease all deities for getting blessings for peace, prosperity and happiness through priestly chanting, altar, offering, etc. Offering is in every religion. Chapter 15 of offenses relating to religion of Indian Penal Code. Now it is a chant Bharatiya Naya Sahib Sanhati under section 295A. Deliberate and malicious act intended to outrage the religious freedom of any class by insulting its religion or religious belief is a punishable offense. So it has to be looked into it, and I place to the August gathering, including before the media, before the intellectual, it has to rediscuss over it, and we have to retrospect about all this kind of capitalism, wrong narration.
Please conclude.
Okay, sir. Just last, this one I have taken. I got a letter issued from Arunachal Christian Forum on the. This is a reference number 3rd February 2024. Subject e-circulation on celebration of Nyokum festival. Here the content of the letter. This is the letter based on evidence, material evidence. Academically, I have corrected. Read the sentence. It is instructed to all the head of department, Christian leaders, church leaders, evangelists, pastors, etc. to proper preaching and teaching to the church members on present form of ritual Nyokum celebration, so that Christians should not worship Nyokum as a principal deity, gods, along with others god and goddesses. Second point, it has already clear-cut given an order. It is made alternative for young generation on alternative to the ritual Nyokum celebration. There are Nyokum festival without ritual. By the Nisip Christian, without sufficient Yulong word and without ritualistic priest chanting during the Nyokum festival. How far it is, secular?
Yes, please conclude.
Okay, sir. This is my suggestion. So, the secularism, the concept of secularism, we need to re-debate in the context of tribal, indigenous tribal areas, especially references to Arunachal Pradesh and Leslie as a sample study. So, my suggestion, mutual respect to each other religion, text and philosophy, like Hindu need to follow Gita's philosophy, Christian need to follow Bible without encroaching other states. Let's not encroach each other. Let's not target each other. It's the true meaning of secularism. Islam need to follow Quran for promotion of communal harmony to establish vibrant secularism. Otherwise, it may turn disharmony also. Then second, my suggestion is need to draw mechanism to contain this harmony activity which is tantamount to deviate indigenous tribal value system. Let's not devalue each other's faith, each other religion, ritualistic or whatever. The third is need to impart more spiritual knowledge about importantly nature towards sustainability. The foundation of tribal culture is the nature.
Yes,
Need to documentation all tradition to documentation. Thank you, sir.
please.
Thank you very much.
Christian community has conducted a Nyokum at the Nyoch ground. That Nyokum was called the referendum Nyokum of the Christian community. Here we made a commitment that whatever may be our faith, will keep our culture, our tradition. Because faith is individual matter. So we declare this year is the 4th year that I am as a Christian, I am conducting Nyokum in a grand manner. So you are welcome here. In that Nyokum, irrespective of any religion we are calling, all of them, there is no Christian prayer, there is no indigenous chanting, there is no Gita chanting, there is no Quran, nothing. We celebrate, we display, we showcase our misuse fabric, the practices, the culture, the tradition that we keep. We are very seriously, we are in preservation of our culture and tradition. We have developed a lot of literature on each and language we have developed, and that grace which we are using today. The headgear we are using today is developed by Christian. Nisibati Church Council has made it. No other organization, but Christian organization develop it, and we are promoting it. So this is there. Therefore, I welcome you to join in our endeavor to preserve, promote our culture. No debate. Thank you. Of Dr. Robin, there is my circular, is Ronnie. This is not to the masses, it is written to the Christians. Just Christian we have written, not other. It's not general letter. There we cannot encroach any other faith, but we have written our Christian church member. Same time we have made clear that wherever ULO is there, don't try to defile yourself by attending the sacred of the ULO. Sacred of the ULO should be maintained. That's why there are a lot of social, spiritual taboos associated with the ULO. That's why we presume ourselves socially we are impure. Therefore, we should not attend to pollute the sacred of the ULO.
Okay, that's all. Yeah.
So, my name is Yajat and I am from Department of English, Rajiv Gandhi University. So while in your speech you were mentioning that Christianity in Arunachal stands for tolerance among the religion as well as neutrality of the state towards any religion, but in the wake of some recent events in the state of Arunachal, particularly with reference to the organization which you come from, ACF, the things don't seem to be. There's a recent news that ACF, Arunachal Christian Forum, has vowed to support the India Alliance candidates in upcoming election, which goes against the ethos of that there has been instance of various Christian pastors coming out and saying that you or all the religious practices of the tribal people as well as the Hindus belong to the devil worship. शैतान का पूजा करने बराबर होता है. These comments have been made again and again. So these comments as well as yours, because your video is available on social media. How would you say that what the statement which you are making right now in front of the students of Rajiv Gandhi University and the statement which you have made 8 days before in support of India Alliance are mutually how to say, they collaborate with each other, or they are like they think with her.
Yes, I got your
Next, yes. This is the last one for Mr. General.
बिफोर ब्रिटिश राज क्या हम लोग क्रिश्चियनिटी को इस्लाम को मानता था क्या भी समाज हम एक क्वेश्चन है माने हमारा ये है आज का जो न्यूयॉर्कर यूज करता है लेकिन यूरोप को यूज नहीं करता है तो उसमें हमारा विश्वास का निश्चित कम्युनिटी का अंदर में ये चलता है जरूरी जो हम लोग होता है अगेन जो वो किसने यूज किया जाता है कहाँ में यूज किया जाता है उसमें हमारा विश्वास है और हम लोग अच्छा कंट्रोल करता है उसमें कहाँ में यूज करता है उसमें हम लोग का विश्वास का ऊपर है वो रिलीजन का सामने टच रहता है जहाँ विश्वास है उसका वजह हम लोग यूक्यम रहता करता है यूक्यम में अलग
We used to have a seminar on Yokum. I have made entire Nisi inhabitant district conducting the awareness and seminar on this. I welcome you after this parliamentary election. We are going to make a one round again. You are welcome to join in that seminar, and whatever you want to know, that we are there. So this is not, I think, right for platform to discuss. And I can discuss right here, but time is constrained. So let us, it is a particular community issue, let us discuss. You meet me personally or meet me wherever. I have a lot of material for that. And in definition itself, Dr. Joram Reddy will define your definition. You have presented. The Nyokum definition, what our founder, Nyokum founder, Dr. Joram Reddy is here, his definition and all of your definition is different. That's why we will not discuss here. And one of this question raised by the student, it is unfortunate. In my speech also I have spoken, declaring somebody as evil. There is no the outer of the I condemn it. And it is not the stand of the Christian community. Then next, you have seen that you have spoken about the election, right? See, Arunachal Christian Forum is a non-governmental organization. It is not religious. There are two systems in Christian organization. One is evangelical, another ecumenical. Evangelical is promoting the teaching and preaching of Christianity, Lord Jesus. Ecumenical is putting everybody together, unitedly stand together, to safeguard, to protect our interest. Therefore, ACF is ecumenical. Now, you asked about the declaration of the candidature. We never ever declare any candidature, but we extend support. In a democracy country, anybody can extend the support. We are non-governmental organization. We can extend our support. Ideological difference, we say, in my speech, I said, we expect state to act, state to maintain neutrality. Therefore, we were not allowed to construct church in Tawang. The 25 years old church was stopped. And lot of issues that you may find in social media, issues we raised, we given it to government of Arunachal Pradesh. They didn't listen to us. Then we said, our protest, rally, dharna, peace march, memorandum, every democratic scope has exhausted. Then we said, participating in electoral process is also a part of democratic process. It is a part of democratic protest. Therefore, this year we are going to register our protest against the government in continuation to our demand. We have served the demand 2023 November. We served the demand. Our demand is not heard. That's why we put our message that our democratic process protest is still there. This is the last scope to register our protest. That's why we said we will not cooperate.
Thank you.
That is the question. Our scope. Thank you.
Now, very simple and straightforward. I want to ask Mr. Burman, is secularism a guarantee or an obstacle for nation building?
Any other?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Ahmad Sungam. Article 44, Civil Code Conduct. सर ये राइट टाइम है क्या ये आर्टिकल को इम्प्लीमेंट करने का? और दूसरा चीज़ है कि ये सीए बिल जो सीएए जो फिर ऑटोमेटिक फिर बनाए तो ना ये रिसेंटली अफ्रीका करंट सिचुएशन में ये सब राइट.
That question, relevant question regarding and uniform civil code.
So one question from my side. I'm Panjan Abo.
Yeah, sure.
PhD scholar from Department of Political Science. My question is, you have spoke about Hinduism and the features of humanism and tolerance. When there is so much of humanism, when there is so much of tolerance, why there's a dictation on what to eat and what not to? Because we have seen in many states, respective state government have made a law where they are somehow dictating what to eat and what not to eat. And I have one more question, but for the keynote speaker. Keynote speaker, sir, in his speech.
No, your questions will not only okay.
Questions and vital questions, sensitive questions, but I will address all. And before that, I'm going to all of your questions. Before that, I have a general remark to make or observation. It's an academic observation. I do not have any political affiliation. I do not belong to any ideology. And as a student who is interested in all these issues, I studied academically. I did my research. And I studied the Quran, I studied the Bible, I studied Gita. And one concept, all agree, yes, I really appreciate all of the speakers. They have spoken very nice. But the fundamental issue is that we live in we believe in polytheism. That means there is God in nature also, there is God in non-human entities also. That is our belief. Pancha bhuta tattva का उपासना हम करते हैं, वायु पानी अग्नि जल ये हम करते हैं. So what is the issue here? Issue of this monotheism or Western or Arabian philosophy is that you believe in one God, one particular text, and if you don't believe, then you are marginalized, you are subjugated. So this monotheism believes in binary opposition, self and other, male, female, black, white, Western self, Eastern other, and thereby the other is subjugated. I respect when Mr. Khan Damriya said that all Muslims are not terrorists. No, absolutely not. I do agree with him. All Muslims are not radicals, not terrorists. Of course, study also reveals that 90%, more than 90% terrorists belong to Islam. of course, that is something that worries us. That is something actually which make me ponder, deep delve into the issue. Why? I was going through this and I was searching the very liberal Muslim scholars. One of the Muslim scholars said, "Sab tere siva kafir." आखिर इसका मतलब क्या? सरफिराद इंसान का ऐसा खाबते मजहब क्या? We have to believe in the philosophy of peaceful coexistence. You may not be like me, you may not like my way of offering prayer to God, but I respect you. That is the foundation which my philosophy says, Sarve Sukhe Bhavantu. Let all people be happy, let there be happiness everywhere. That is my philosophy.
Dr. Borman, you have already spoken this morning. Now you are
to that, sir. And I was just responding. Secularism is secularism as Sarva Pantha Samabhava. Yes, that is in our genes. As Robert Blackwell, the US diplomat to India, when he was in India, said, greatness is in the genes of India, and that greatness lies in our approach. That greatness is reflected when Parsis were persecuted, but we gave shelter. When Jews were persecuted, we gave shelter. And we protect our minorities. We have special privilege for minorities. And see, our Muslim population was 9% in 1951, now it is 14%. So they are getting complete protection. I'm coming to our way of life, that is the way of life Hinduism preaches for. Regarding this stuff, please allow me a few minutes because these are very vital issues concerning our nation. Regarding this, the question comes, though the issue is not today's topic, but then I read this. I have written on you may study my article also in National Journal. In the historical context, we are understanding the historical context, we cannot understand how. There was partition which was very unfortunate. Because partition divided brothers from brothers, sisters from sisters. Because of this political equation, politics came and the country got divided based on two-nation theory, we all know that. Now, those people who also fought for our freedom, who also were our brothers, but the wrong done to us overnight, when the morning they awake, they found that there was a boundary between the houses. And in this context, Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, our national leaders, they had a commitment to the Sikhs, to the Hindus who are left on the other side of the border. If they wish to come here, they would be given a life of dignity here. That was a national commitment on the part of our leaders, including Mahatma Gandhi. So this is related to that. I think we'll find answer in Mahatma Gandhi, in Sardar Patel's commitment to those persecuted minorities in our neighbors. Next, regarding the issue of imposing what to eat, what not to eat. Yes, absolutely. It is force upon free will has no place here. Constitution of India has given us that guarantee. So there cannot be any force on anything. This is not acceptable. As a free citizen of a free country, I am entitled to what I eat, what I do not eat. But yes, of course, what is healthy for me, for my environment, I will take that. Not otherwise. Thank you. Any other question or anything left?
That Buddhism is being developed and made by the Mr. BUDDHIST. Please, sir, my request, withdraw this statement. I request the sir, let him withdraw this statement. Please. And Nyongkham is founder of the Dr. Doimukh, sir. My definition of Nyongkham is come is a prayer, not gathering. Thank you very much.
Department of Political Science. My question is to Dr. N.Q. Khan, sir. Do you believe the discontinuation of the Maulana Azad National Fellowship for Minorities reflects a deliberate attempt to hinder the progress of research scholars from minority groups? If so, how can secularism be leveraged to safeguard against such discriminatory practices and ensure equitable opportunities for all scholars, regardless of their religious background? Thank you, sir.
Any other question on Dr. N.Q. Khan? Any other question?
अध्यक्ष महोदय को धन्यवाद। खान सर से मैं मेरे लिए नहीं, मैं सभी यहाँ पर उपस्थित छात्र छात्राओं के लिए सर मेरा एक सवाल है, शायद सबके मन में भी यही होती होगी इस्लाम को डायरेक्ट सुनना मेरा जीवन में यह पहला अवसर है। मेरे ख्याल से मेरे बच्चों का भी बहुत कम बच्चों ने इस्लाम को डायरेक्ट इस तरह आज सुना होगा, क्योंकि इसका इस्लाम स्कॉलर से मैं से डायरेक्ट नहीं सुन पाया, मैं भी नहीं सुन पाई। मैं समझती हूँ मेरे बच्चों को भी उसका अवसर नहीं मिलेंगे। इसलिए सर मैं आपसे एक कुछ 2-3 पॉइंट्स जो क्लियर हमारे बच्चों में जाना चाहिए, मैं आपसे पूछती हूँ। आपने कहा कि जनसंख्या की दृष्टि से विश्व में आपका समुदाय सबसे बड़ी है। अगर ऐसे सेकेंड है, हाँ फर्स्ट तो वो मेरा है तो सेकेंड है, लेकिन ऐसा अगर जनसंख्या की दृष्टि से इतना बड़ा समुदाय है तो हमें एक मार्गदर्शक बनना चाहिए, बड़ा भाई का भूमिका निभानी चाहिए। लेकिन हम देखते हैं कि आतंकवादी टेररिस्ट इनसे जुड़े हुए इस्लाम के जो अनुयायी क्यों हैं, ये मानसिकता हमारे लोगों के बीच कैसे छप गई है, इसका कारण हमारे बच्चों के बीच में आप थोड़ा बता देंगे।
My name is from Department of Political Science. So my question is regarding, is Islam and secularism compatible in a system? Given the teachings of Sharia, Sharia is a model code of conduct. Now, where both in public and in private life, this is a model code of conduct, and it is enforceable on non-Muslim too. And I think it is against the principle of secularism and tolerism. My question is, thank you.
पहले साधुवाद और धन्यवाद डॉक्टर जोड़म आनिया ताना मैम को, हमारी कलीग हैं, हिंदी विभाग की अध्यक्षा हैं। बहुत सुंदर प्रश्न आपने पूछा है। मैंने अपने डेलिब्रेशन में इस बात को रिट्रेट किया और बार बार मैंने रिपीट भी किया है कि चाहे वो अल-कायदा हो, IISS हो या बोको हराम हो या और कोई भी टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो, एक्सट्रीमिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो, चाहे वो इस्लाम के मानने वाले हों या किसी और फेथ के हों या कहीं भी हो या एथेइस्ट हो या कोई भी हो, एक्सट्रीमिज्म इस्लाम में अलाउड नहीं है। और इस्लाम में इस्लाम मीन्स व्हाट, उन टीचिंग्स ऑफ इस्लाम क्या है, वो ओरिजिनल होली कुरान में है। मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि किसी को भी अगर हमारी बात पे भरोसा नहीं है, आप गूगल में लिखिए टीचिंग्स ऑफ इस्लाम, आ जाएगा, एसेंस ऑफ इस्लाम आ जाएगा। हाँ, और मैंने ये भी बार बार दोहराया कि इस्लाम इज व्हाट होली कुरान स्क्रिप्चर और शरिया सेज, नॉट व्हाट अ फ्यू टेररिस्ट और एक्सट्रीमिस्ट आर डूइंग। तो ये जरूरी नहीं, वो जो टेररिस्ट हैं, एक्सट्रीमिस्ट हैं, दे हैव डेविएटेड फ्रॉम टीचिंग्स ऑफ इस्लाम। वो इस्लाम नहीं कह रहा है। इस्लाम कुरान में तो लिखा है कि एक आदमी, एक मनुष्य, एक व्यक्ति का अगर आप कत्ल करते हो, एक व्यक्ति की हत्या करते हो, तो ये इतना बड़ा पाप है, अपराध है, मानो आपने होल ह्यूमैनिटी की हत्या कर दी। इफ यू किल, ये अल-मैदा जो है उसके कुरान की वर्स उसमें है कि इफ यू किल वन पर्सन it is equal to killing whole of humanity. This is what Quran says. It is written there. Similarly, if you save life of one person, it is life saving life of whole humanity. तो जो टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं या एक्सट्रीमिस्ट ग्रुप्स हैं, आतंकवादी संगठन हैं, उनको हम नहीं मानते कि वो कुरान को या शरिया को या इस्लाम की टीचिंग्स को मान रहे हैं, नहीं मान रहे हैं, वो भटक गए हैं। उनको हम परवर्टेड कहेंगे, रेडिकलाइज्ड हो गए हैं, वो मर्सिनरीज हैं। बहुत तो आतंकवादी बन जाते हैं 5 लाख रुपया लेकर, 1 लाख रुपया लेकर। पॉवर्टी इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द रीजंस फॉर दैट। उनको तो पता ही नहीं इस्लाम क्या है। नशा हराम है, कुरान में भी, बाइबल में भी, ऑल ग्रेट रिलीजन्स इसको ये मना करता है कि नशा नहीं करना है। आज देखिए नशा की जो स्मगलिंग हो रही है, नशीली चीजों की हेरोइन, उसमें नाम से मुसलमान होने से नहीं होगा, उसका जो इस्लाम क्या कहता है उसको मानने से होगा। और ऐसे सच्चे बिलीवर्स बहुत कम बचे हैं। और जो टेररिस्ट है अभी भी 1.9 बिलियन में जनसंख्या बताया, 57 कंट्रीज बताया, उसमें मुस्लिम मेजोरिटी कंट्री भी 22 ऐसी है जो सेकुलर कंट्रीज है, वहां इस्लामिक स्टेट्स नहीं है। और अभी हमारे मोदी जी जाकर अबू धाबी में मंदिर का उद्घाटन किए, वो मुस्लिम मेजोरिटी कंट्री है। यूएई में बहुत सारी हिंदू मंदिरें हैं, यमन में है, ओमान में है, बहुत सारी मिडिल ईस्ट की कंट्रीज है जहां सभी धर्म के मानने वाले रह रहे हैं और सौहार्दपूर्ण वातावरण है। ऐसा नहीं जैसे इराक तबाह हो गया, सूडान बर्बाद हो गया, अफगानिस्तान बर्बाद हो गया, ये कुछ, या पाकिस्तान का एग्जाम्पल कोई दे रहे थे। क्यों पाकिस्तान बर्बाद हुआ? पहले वो सेकुलर कंट्री था, बाद में वो फिर बात उसको चेंज करके अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को क्या बना दिया, वो शरिया लॉ वहां लगाया। आज क्या हालत हो गई पाकिस्तान की? भिखारियों से भी बदतर हालत है, कितना पीछे चला गया। कहां हमारा महान देश भारत देखिए कहां से कहां पहुंच गया सेकुलर स्ट्रक्चर को लेकर, और वो इस्लामिक शरिया के चक्कर में बर्बाद हो गया। तो ये मेरा यही कहना है कि आतंकवाद या जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन या दूसरे धर्म के मानने वालों को बुरा भला कहना या नीचा दिखाना, ये सही इस्लाम नहीं है। ये कुरान इस बात की इजाजत नहीं देती है। कुरान में पूरा ह्यूमनिज्म है, उसमें मानव धर्म बराबर है। और सेकुलरिज्म के बारे में वहां कहा गया है डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप है, आप किसी पर कहीं कुछ इम्पोज मत करो, एनफोर्स मत करो, और आपस में बैठ के सारे स्टेक होल्डर्स बात करके इन कंसल्टेशन डिसीजन लो। और कितने आतंकवादी हैं? अब 1.9 बिलियन पॉपुलेशन है इस्लाम धर्म के मानने वाले का, उसमें अगर आप सर्वे करो, रिसर्च करो तो आतंकवादी कितने होंगे? 4 लाख भी नहीं होंगे, 3 लाख भी नहीं होंगे। हाँ, भले उनके सिंपैथाइजर्स होंगे, लेकिन जो बंदूक उठाकर बम चलाने वाला या कहीं पे भी आतंक फैला दे, अपनी बात जबरदस्ती मनवाने वाला, वो तो मानसिक रूप से ग्रसित लोग हैं। बहुत तो मर्सिनरी हैं, पैसे के लालच से आतंकवादी बन रहे हैं, बहुत पैसे के लालच से हीरोइन की स्मगलिंग कर रहे हैं, बहुत का वहाँ का कहाँ लोकल फैक्टर्स भी रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, ये मानना होगा। जैसे पैलेस्टीन का देख लीजिए, तो पैलेस्टीन और इजराइल में वहाँ के लोकल फैक्टर्स बहुत।
डॉक्टर खान,
थैंक यू सो मच।
We have heard talking our distinguished panelists about their perspectives. After listening them, I find that everybody talks well, and they put up their points very beautifully. But where is the problem? The question arises. Look here, today we talk about majority and minority and all. But what it comes to my mind, let us see the world scenario. Like Dr. Khan has said about Muslims. Today in the world, there are 8 billion people. Out of these 8 billion people, to be precise, 2.17 billion are the Christians. Their percentage is almost 32% of the total population of the world. Next is 1.9, Dr. Khan said, if I my record 1.7. Whatever may be, it is almost 24% of the world population is Muslim. And he has said that 56 countries are the Muslim majority. The next is that 16% of the world population, they don't have religion. They don't have any religion affiliation. We are quarreling for supremacy of our religion, but there are quite sizable number, as much as 16% of the population are not affiliated to any religion. You will surprised to know that most of them are in USA. USA is the most developed countries, the richest countries, the most powerful country. What do you want? So this is what people generally want. But there also you will find a sizable number. They don't care about religion. And we are fighting for religion. The next one is that 7% population are the Buddhists. Sorry, next is 15%. 15% are the Hindus. Hindus are the 15%. 94% of them are in India out of this. Then, as I said, the next is Buddhist 7%. Then 6% of them are the folk religion, which Dr. Robin Lisan represents here, the indigenous aspect. So remaining 1% are all these minor religions like, if you say India, Jainism, Sikhism, Zoroastrianism, Shintoism, Taoism, all kind of these. These make only 1%. See, this is just now, if you say Muslims in India are calling themselves as minority, or Christians in India, they are calling themselves as a minority. In fact, this majority and minority should not be taken as a local consideration or country-wide or state-wide consideration. This will also be taken all the worldwide. So this is what my point of view. Secondly, if you come to India, in India, undoubtedly, Hindus are the majority. Before dividing India into Hindustan and Pakistan, the Hindu majority was 73%, and the Muslim majority was 24%. That means Muslims were 1/4. So that was after partition of India, the Hindu majority was 84.1%, and the Muslim majority was 9.8%. If you see today that Hindu population has declined, their population as per census of 2011, it has come down to 79.8% also. The Muslim population has gone up from 9.5% to it's 14.2%. So in the case, Christian population has also little bit gone up. At the time of partition, Christian population was 2% of the Indian population. Now it is 2.3%. It has also gone up. Buddhist also, from 0.5%, it has gone up to 0.7%. So this is what people are looking at the thing, the demographic, the kind of thing. You again see northeastern region. If you look at the Hindu majority is Tripura, number 2 is Assam, number 3 is Sikkim, number 4 is not absolute majority, single majority is Manipur. But the Christian majority, if you look at Nagaland, number 1, more than 88% people are Christian. Mizoram, second, more than 87% population are Christian. Third, Meghalaya. More than 74% of the people are Christian. And in Arunachal Pradesh, the single largest religion as per that census. Arunachal, if you see this, Christians are more than 30%, Hindus are little more than 29%, indigenous faith believers are 26.2%, and Buddhists are 11.76%. This is the religious component here. But by now, because the last census was due in 2021, because of this COVID, it could not take place, so far data is not available. Now if you see this, what I find is that why this hearing kind of thing and what discussion that emerged out, especially by all these panelists, that's what I have heard, lot of learning, of course, learning experience. Dr. Borman, Jananda Borman talked about Hinduism. That Hinduism, I think he has quoted this. In Sanskrit it is said that Ekam Sat Vipra Bhadanti. The meaning is that God is one, but it manifests in different ways or in many forms. That is means that, and for his saying that Hinduism is a most secular religion. The reason being that Hindu believe, as Swamiji has said, Swami Vivekananda said, every soul is potentially divine. Say, for example, in this hall we are sitting, different sex, different age group, different color, different height, different sizes, or maybe from all over the country, people are here. We may be looking at as a different, but our soul, that is, soul is divine, and that divinity is one. So therefore, we are of one divinity. We are interrelated, interconnected, interdependent. So this is what Hinduism try to explain about secularism. And that is why even Jesus Christ is considered as one of the avatars. Or say that the Prophet Muhammad is also considered as one of the avatars. So this is inclusiveness. The fact is this, that the Indian culture, Indian religion talks about the inclusiveness. Respect each and every individual. Not only the human being, but also plants and animals, everything. And that is why in the recently concluded G20, that slogan, that one earth, one family, one future. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. From that it has come. So this is what Indian way of talking or dealing with the situation. The next speaker, Jens Tachi, has said many things. But one thing I would like to say is that he has made reference of Article 25 of the Indian Constitution. And and he says that he takes care of everything. Same is the case, our keynote speaker. He also made mention that the word secularism need not be included. The spirit of the constitution, it is already secularism is here. And it has been in detail spelled out. And of this, the Article 25 is the freedom of conscience. In freedom of conscience, every citizen of India has to freely profess, practice, propagate religion. It's fine. That part is all right. But at the same time, I must say this, that there is a rider. That rider is subject to the condition, of maintaining public order, morality, and subject to the other provisions of these fundamental rights. The problem arises here that we all are after our rights. Nobody thinks about our duties. If we consider that part of the thing subject to the condition, that public order, if we, take care of this public order, also morality, and also the other conditions or provisions of the fundamental rights. Those people whose religion is being destroyed, they have also the right to exist. Now history will tell you everybody. What's about this majority and minority considered? I have a little experience of studying the Native American, the Mayan civilization of the Latin American, Aztec civilization. And not to speak of this Greek civilization, Roman civilization, all these have been destroyed. The fear psychosis also, the same thing might be repeated. This is the fear psychosis. There should not be any scope left for that. So we need to take care of subject to the other condition of the Constitution. Dr. Khan, as I said, the next speaker is one of the questionnaires made very clearly that me too feel that I've never heard anything about the Islamic religion teaching and all. For the first time, I learned from Dr. Khan. It seems to be a very good religion. But unfortunately, white people are bad. I must say here, no religion is bad. But the people who are following it, they are making it bad. So all people should be careful. When this comes, it reminds me one thing. Very recently, I had an opportunity to listen to the television interview of one Imam Umar Ahmed Ilyas. He attended the Prana Pratishtha ceremony of Rama Temple recently. And because of that, the extremist Muslims started warning to him, and also fatwa जारी कर दिया उनका अगेंस्ट। He said that what I have done or attending this is because of the interest of the country. He said undoubtedly Hindu is the dominating religion, Hindu is the majority, we must accept it. What he meant to say that, to follow the idea of live and let live. And that way the Indian Muslim can be prosperous. But by confronting each other, the survival is not possible. Even to that extent he has said that जो नहीं मानता है वो लोग पाकिस्तान चला जाना। So I like it, the attitude. Not an ordinary Muslim, but is Imam, a leader, could say this. After listening this, I can cite one, if time permits, my own experience. I'm from the place called Joram. It's not a place, it's an area. Joram has got almost 5 villages, that entire area. In Nisi, we call that in the village, generally one clan is dominating clan, and the other clans also is there. Those original clans are called Nyate, and those other clans are called Neva. It so happened that in Joram, other clans, that means Neva, cannot last. Some way or the other, they have to leave. But some other clan can live here. Even now it's prosperous. But they are very tactful, diplomatic. Number one, they marry from Joram only, and they give marriage to Joram only, to their daughters. The matrimonial relation they start. Secondly, they do very social work in the village. They survive. And whatever village problem arises, they will be in the forefront. That means those who understand the village psyche and the village problem and consider village adopt as their own, they can survive. Otherwise, they get expelled sooner or later. That is it. Another my neighboring place, brothers, is called Talo. In Talo, the dominant plant is Talo, who writes a cocoa. And there are so many other plants. If you put them together, in fact, they are in majority. And Talo becomes dominant but minority. But they are more homogeneous, more harmonious kind of thing. So in the country situation also, we need to recognize the majority culture and in order to live and the culture of that particular country. If we try to raise our heads again and again, demanding our rights and other acts that we would like to dominate, the problem arises here. What I understand is that whatever is happening or trying to happen can be avoided by understanding each other, the mutual respect of each other's religion, the tolerance of each other's religion. Mr. James said Christian for tolerance. But if that tolerance is implemented or taken up in the letter and the spirit, there will be no problem. Unfortunately, if we try to be dominating factor and to squeeze others and exterminate and eliminate, the problem arises here. We need to take care of this. I'm sure through this seminar, what we have this is a huge intellectual exercise, and I'm sure it will percolate down to the people. And more importantly, the apex seat of education, like the university, having this, and a message will be going to the people to the state age of all. With this, thank you very much, especially the Department of Political Science and the university for giving me this opportunity to share my.
बेटा कितने महीने रहता है? जो से बोली जरा 9 महीने। बेटी कितने महीने रहती है? 9 महीने। अगर कोई रिलीजन बेटे और बेटी में भेदभाव कर रहा है, तो इसका मतलब ये ऊपर वाले का डिक्टेट नहीं है, ये नीचे वाले का डिक्टेट है। ऊपर वाले को अगर भेदभाव करना होता, तो बेटे को 10 महीने पेट में रहता और बेटी को 9 महीने पेट में रखता, लेकिन उसने कोई डिफरेंस नहीं किया, राइट?
यस सर।
इसका मतलब अगर कोई बेटे और बेटी में भेदभाव कर रहा है, ऊपर वाला ये नीचे, और अगर किसी की किताब में लिखा हुआ है कि बेटे और बेटी में भेदभाव करो, वो ऊपर की किताब नहीं है, वो नीचे की किताब है। सिमिलरली हिंदू भी 9 महीने पेट में, मुस्लिम भी 9 महीने पेट में, पारसी भी 9 महीने पेट में, ईसाई भी 9 महीने पेट में। तो अगर किसी की किताब में लिखा हुआ है कि मेरा रिलीजन फॉलो करोगे तब तो हेवन में जाओगे, मेरा वाला फॉलो करोगे तब तो जन्नत में जाओगे, और मेरा फॉलो नहीं करोगे तो जहन्नुम में जाओगे, हेल में जाओगे, इसका मतलब ये किताब ऊपर वाले ने नहीं लिखी, किसने लिखी?
नीचे वाला।
तो आप लोग प्लीज अप्लाई योर माइंड, अप्लाई योर माइंड। इफ देयर इज एनी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन in any religious book based on gender, based on caste, based on religion, then definitely that book is not the Uparwali book. That is not the Asmani book. That is the Insani book. Please remember that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I have only heard about Manusmriti. You have not read. Yes. I am telling you what is the. No, let me clear. Which verse of the Manusmriti is differentiating? You tell me. Tell me the chapter number and tell me the verse number. Tell me.